Alright, what's up guys? So this video is for Ms.JR ng Alberta. So Ms.JR contacted me actually just early this week, I believe, no? She was looking to replace yung kanyang domestic brand na SUV. Sabi niya she's always wanted the Honda sana. And she was actually looking at getting into the newly designed Civic kung kasya sa budget niya, right? So as you guys know naman, with when you trade in, there's always negative equity and stuff like that. So she was more concerned sa budget, making sure that it fits her budget muna. So I told her we'll do our best, we'll see what we can do, right? So turns out, thankfully, after namin na-calculate yung numbers, after I did the trade appraisal and all that stuff, I actually got her approved for a brand new Honda Civic 2022, kasi initially she was thinking na baka 2020 na model lang ang i-approve sa kanya due to her personal circumstances, but I managed to get her approved for a 2022 version. So as you guys know, I always give you guys options. So sabi ko kay Ms.JR, we can go with a 2020 Civic na LX, right? It's gonna be easier on the budget. Or if you want, we can go with a 2022 na Civic, since yun ang na-approve natin sa'yo. And she decided to go with a 2022. So here I am doing a video for her so she can see the vehicle. I also realized na I don't think I did a full walk around video for the previous LX models na I sold. So if I have not, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure I did. So this video is specifically for Ms.JR. Ms.JR, ito na ang inyong sasakyan, 2022 Honda Civic LX in the 11th generation configuration. So that's what it looks like. The front, let's take a look at the side. So yun yung kanyang side profile. As you can see, as I mentioned in previous videos, very different compared to the 10th generation ones. And let's look at the back. So where I currently am standing right now, this used to be yung lote namin where we keep all of our stock. So if you look back at my videos from like 2019, 2020, this whole lot here, puno yan dati ng CR-V, puno ng mga Ridgeline, Pilot. But because of the vehicle shortage, the microchip shortage, hindi makapag-produce ng sasakyan ang mga manufacturers. So almost all dealerships in North America, ganito ang lote, bakante. With that being said, I was actually really lucky to have this vehicle here kasi ito yung kulay na Ms.JR really wanted. I wasn't aware, I don't think I had any more white ones, Blizzard Pearl White in stock. And as of this week, we were told by Honda to at least expect 2 to 3 months before kami makakuha ng bagong shipment. So makakuha kami ng mga bagong shipment ng sasakyan, usually mga pre-ordered na. So yun ang sabi sa amin, expect 2 or 3 months to get new inventory in. So she's lucky na this one is available. And a little bit backstory on this unit, there were actually 4 other people na interested sa unit na ito, but since na-approve ko na si Ms.JR, the car is hers. So again, one of the extra benefits of doing business with me here sa Pinoy Car Talk, no? So Ms.JR, as you can see, biggest improvement for the 11th generation Civic is the headlights, right? Compared to the 10th generation, the 11th generation LED headlights na siya. This is the biggest improvement so far, sa opinion ko, when it comes to Civic. It just makes nighttime driving so much more easier, much more visible. One thing as well with our dealership, yung black heaters ini-install na namin. So it's already there. One less thing to worry about, Ms.JR. Okay. So engine wise, it's still pretty much the same. We got a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine, non-turbo, of course, since it is the LX. 158 horsepower on this one. So I'm gonna show you yung backup camera niya sa likuran. Dito siya. Backup camera is there. Let's take a look sa likuran. That's the trunk space right there. So I'm gonna close this up again. Baka mahulog yung aking plaka kasi. And even the tail lights got redesigned here. Like, as I mentioned before many times, right? I'm a big fan yung design nung 10th generation, right? With the whole parang C, yung tail lights sa likod. But, you can't also take away the fact na a lot of people do like yung redesign na Civic. So again, right, different opinions, different likes, different dislikes, that's okay. So going here, so ito yung kanyang capless fuel system here. 87 grade lang to, Ms.JR. You don't need to put premium on this vehicle. So mas matipid yan sa gas. Space sa likuran. You got the black interior, cloth seats with the beige / gray roof. So the sport trim, I believe, is the only one na black din yung roof, tsaka black din yung pillars. On the LX and the EX, I believe, it is a black cloth on the interior, pero ganyan yung roof niya. So another improvement na meron to compared to the previous generations Civic LXs, as you can see there, Ms.JR, yung blind spot monitor system. So on the previous generation ng Civics, you don't have the blind spot monitor, you have the Honda Lane Watch, which ako personally I like the Honda Lane Watch, but this is, I guess, more universal na since more and more vehicles are coming equipped with this. So to find the blind spot monitor on the LX trim, right, I think it's a big improvement on the 11th generation Civic. Going here, so as you can see, no, may plastic pa siya. It's fresh. Manual seat adjustments. Now this is the one thing that I really, to be honest with you guys, I really don't like about Honda. They never give you all-weather mats, right? Kumpara sa Toyota na meron kang kasamang set ng all-weather mats. Sa Honda wala, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is, right? It is what it is. Going inside, so ito yung setup niya sa looban, Ms.JR. So as you can see, as of recording today, it is 7 kilometers. You got a 7-inch entered infotainment or infotainment display, which is also touchscreen, and may mga buttons din siya dito. You press media, right? Phone if you got your phone set up. The menus right there. See, so you can make your adjustments and all that stuff. You got the redesigned, more simpler interior, as I pointed out in my other previous videos on the 2022 Civic, right? You got the honeycomb design for the vents here. So very simplified, more streamlined, right? Kumpara sa previous generation ng Civic. This reminds me a lot of the Mazda design aesthetic, no? Yung bare minimum ba? So yung itsura niya. So you also have a nice digital display gauge dito. So you got your digital speedometer, right? You got your safety systems here as well, which you can scroll over there. Safety support, so let me show you that. So you can see there yung mga safety support system mo. Road departure mitigation, you got your blind spot information system, your blind spot monitor, and you got your collision mitigation braking system. So all standard features na on the 11th generation. On the older Honda Civics kasi, for example 2018, 2017, to have the Honda Safety Sense technology, you had to pay extra. So ito rin yung redesigned steering wheel niya. You got your adaptive cruise control as well. It's always nice if you're going long driving, especially dito sa Alberta, right? A lot of people like to do long driving dito sa Alberta. Heated seats for the front passengers. And again, another big improvement kumpara sa previous generations ng Honda Civic na LX. The LX on the 11th generation has the push button start. So if it has the push button start in most of our Honda vehicles, that means na it also has the built-in remote starter, with the exception of the unfortunately the Honda HR-V. So sa HR-V wala siyang built-in remote starter even until yung mga models now, 2021, 2022. But here's what it looks like for the Civic. Sa yung remote starter mo. Backup camera wise, let me show you, Ms.JR. So yan siya. Very nice bright display. Glove boxes here with your manuals and everything. Wheel locks for the wheels. Speaking of wheels, I believe I forgot to mention, no, on the LX, just like the previous generations ng LX, you do get 16-inch all-season tires with the wheel cover. So if you want the alloys, you have to jump to the EX trim, which is a higher trim level, right? So there's that. But again, all-season tires din naman siya. Ayun yung itsura niya sa labas. And there you have it. So lots of big improvements features wise and options wise as to what's available on the vehicle compared to the 10th generation. It's also a bit more of a conservative, more grown up look compared to the, you know, to the more, I guess, dynamic, more youthful look ng previous generation. So each generation has their own fan base. Ako personally, I like yung 10th gen design, but I cannot deny the extra value na meron yung 2022 na model. Sa remote starter pa lang, right? Hindi mo na kailangang palagay ng remote starter. Sa headlights, dati nangungulilat ang Honda sa headlights. Now, all Civics LED headlights na, right? So lots of big improvements. Of course, the blind spot monitor as well. So there you go. So Ms.JR, here is your Honda Civic LX 2022. As you can see, I put a sold sign there na. That is yours. And I will see you sa Saturday for delivery.